speaking of drugs, are you familiar with pink cocaine at all?
Wow, I just heard of that in Miami in December, but it's called something else. It has a name.
Tusi.
Yes. Have never done it, have never seen it, but I have heard of it, and the only time I heard of it was in Miami. And that was just last December, so a couple months ago.
And can you shed some light on the context of how you heard that phrase?
I think I was in, like, Booby Trap, and they were talking about it like, oh, like, have you heard of tusi? Like, you know, that's, like, a big thing here. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? And they're like, oh, it's, like, pink cocaine. I'm like, pink cocaine? I'm like, what the fuck? But I guess it's just, like, not as bad as, like, the original cocaine. It's, like, a lesser version of it. I don't fucking know. I never did cocaine before, so I don't know for real. I never even seen it, but, like, if I seen, like, fucking pink powder on the table and a fucking rolled up dollar, I'd be like, what the fuck is that? What are you about to do with that? Like, are you gonna put some powder on your cheeks or something? Because I wouldn't just necessarily snort that or anything.
So for those in the audience, I'll tell you exactly what it is. Quoting here from HindustanTimes.com, also referred to as pink snow, this drug is actually not a type of cocaine, despite its name. The synthetic substance is a drug concoction called tusi, whose roots trace back to Latin America and Europe until its eventual booming popularity in the U.S., according to the American Journal of Drug and Alcohol Use. The name tusi phonetically translates the number 2 and the letter C, a series of psychedelic phenethylamines. However, this concoction rarely constitutes tusi series drugs. Merely called pink cocaine, since it's generally seen in the pink powder form, the synthetic preparation essentially contains ketamine, usually combined with MDMA/ecstasy, methamphetamine, cocaine, opioids, and or new psychoactive substances. Multiple studies revealed this composition making up the majority of tusi samples. Reminiscent of strawberry's fragrance, the pink powder is deemed a luxury drug. Concerned with problems related to drug consumption, energy control, analyzed 150 samples of pink cocaine between 2019 and 2022. What the fuck? The astonishing results revealed almost all of these were filled with dye, with cocaine in only 2 of these samples. It also exposed the drug as a brew of multiple cheaper drugs, with 44% of the samples containing ketamine, ecstasy, and caffeine. And the link is in the description below this for the full entire article with more information.
Yeah, like, I just don't want to do a drug that has all of those drugs mixed together. Meth and cocaine and ecstasy, I'm great. Now, I have done ecstasy before. I have done that, but I've never done cocaine, and I've never done meth, and I've never done any other fucking extreme drug outside of, like, ecstasy and Molly, and even back then, I thought that they were the same thing, so.
Now, what stopped you from going further with your experimentation of any of these drugs? Because there are some that do explore those other ones you mentioned.
As an African American, I feel like some shit is just for white people. I feel like cocaine is a white people drug. I feel like niggas is just not snorting cocaine on a regular. Like, it's just not a drug that's, like, a big thing in our community. And I'm so goofy and ditzy, like, I literally can't even see myself, like, sniffing anything. Like, I got bad allergies. So I probably fucking try to sniff a line and fucking sneeze, and all the product is just in the fucking air. Now we all high. So I don't think that would be something I would like to do. I think I'm just too goofy for shit like that. But when I was experimenting with drugs, when I was younger, I did do the Molly, and back then it was like Molly water. I did do a double stack, which is an ecstasy pill. And then just smoke weed. Nothing else.
And was this just experimentation one time with like the ecstasy and things of that nature, or multiple times?
I did the ecstasy once, but the Molly water or Molly just became a thing for maybe like half of my 1 year relationship with this girl I was dating. She actually exposed me to it. She did it a lot. She's just like, yeah, you should just try it. One time I'm like, no, I'm going to try it and I'm going to die. Like, I'm one of those people where, like, I just think the fucking worst is going to happen. I'm like, I'm going to do this one drug one time and I'm going to fucking die. So she was like, I promise, just do a little bit and, like, you'll be okay. So I did it. I laid on the couch and the whole fucking left side of my body went numb. I was like, I can't fucking feel my body. She's like, that's normal. I'm like, that's normal? Like, you're like, you want to not fucking feel anything? She was like, yeah, like, but I kept doing it with her, and I just realized how great the sex was on it. So I just kept doing it, but I would only do it when I was about to have sex. Just not, like, hanging out in the daytime at, like, 3 o'clock, like, drink some Molly water. No. Mm-mm.
So have you actually quit that?
Yes. I did it when it was cool. I don't know that it's cool anymore. I don't hear it in the clubs or, like, in songs or anything. But I did do it in, like, 2012, 2013. I think that's when it was, like, really a thing. Yeah.
So what was your reason for ultimately stopping?
Honestly, I was just doing it because of the girl I was with at the time. So when we broke up, I just didn't do it anymore.
How long has it been since you last touched it?
Probably like 15 years.
And when you did quit that particular drug, was that just the flip of a light switch or a progression to quit that?
Nah, it was a flip of a light switch. Because I didn't get addicted. I only did it, like I said, like before sex because it would just make the sex better. It lasts longer. It was more fun. So when I wasn't with that girl anymore, it was just like, all right, whatever. I could just go back to smoking weed. It's not a big deal.
And how long do you think that usage was for you approximately?
Probably maybe 3 to 6 months. And it wasn't like an everyday thing. It was literally like, oh, we're going out tonight. Tonight we're going to get fucked up. We're going to come home. We're going to have sex for like 8 hours. And, yeah, we're going to go to sleep. And we're going to do it again in probably like 3 weeks.
And don't know if you're exaggerating here, but would sex last for 8 hours?
I have had sex on a Molly that lasted 6 hours, for sure.
And that was with female or male?
That was with a female. Yeah, it's a great time.